document to save the time. Only to save the time, nothing else. Yeah, last injection, guys. How many injections I promised? Field injection, setter injection, constructor injection, arbitrary method injection, aware injection, lookup method injection, right? Method injection is also called method replacer. Method injection is also called as method replacer, boss. Okay. Super, guys. Okay. Method injection or method replacer. Method injection or method replacer. Super. Okay. Now tell me one thing. When you release the project, guys, when you release the project, is there any guarantee you should release a source code to the client organization? If contract is there, we'll release. Otherwise, we don't release. Right, boss? Okay. First of all, we'll try to understand what is development mode, what is production mode. The place where project is being developed and tested is called development mode of the project. The place where project is released and executed for client organization customers is called production mode of the project. Production mode of the product. In most of the situations, we don't give source code to the client organization when we are releasing project for the production mode. Yes or no, no? That means we give only .class file. We give only .class file. That means only byte code we provide, boss. Understanding my statement? Yeah. We have a decompiler to get the source code, guys. But no decompiler will give 100% accurate source code. If they want, they can use it. But when you have thousands of .class file, okay, getting the source code by having link between classes is not that much easy. Is not that much easy, boss. Definitely is not that much easy. Where the software project is being developed and tested is called development mode of the project. If the project is released to client organization and serving the clients, then we say project is in production mode. Development mode, guys. Project is in production mode. Most of the time, software companies do not give source code of the application or project to client organizations. Super. That means only byte code will be given to client organizations. Got it? Any confusion in these three lines, guys? I think for the first time I'm using ready document to save the time, nothing else. Oh, see, testing mode is called QA mode, everything. Yeah, now I have a requirement. Okay, I have a requirement. We need to modify the business logic of certain business method for a temporary period if needed. And we need to revert back to original logic after some time. Okay. Why they will not give source code? For security reasons. If you give source code, client organization may sell the project to other people by doing small modifications. So why other companies will come to you rather going to what client organization? Yes or no, na boss? Yeah. Okay. Now listen. What is my requirement? I want to change business logic of the business method on temporary basis. Once a certain amount of time is completed, I want to revert back to original laws. Modification, new logic should execute temporarily. If needed, then only it should execute new logic. Otherwise, whenever we want, we should be in a position to go back to original logics. Sir, where you will get this kind of requirement? Let us assume bank is basically okay, guys. Sumit MCA, Mr. Bathroom Man. Debuggers will give source code, decompilers will give source code. Without knowing this, you are studying Spring for third time. Waste fellow, dirty fellow. If I scold you, will feel bad. Debuggers will give source code. Decompilers will give source code. Debuggers will give flow of execution. I already said no decompiler will give 100% accurate source code, right, boss? Decompilers can generate source code from bytecode, but but no decompiler can give okay. Hundred percent accurate. 100% accurate source. Tell me. What is the use case one? The business logic of business method is calculating compound interest generally. But in the offer period, it wants to calculate simple interest amount. Once offer period is over, again we need to revert back to original logics of calculating compound interest. Original logics of calculating compound interest. Is that clear, guys? Arey, loan mela will happen na, boss. Loan mela time. We want to offer simple interest. Okay, loan mela use case. Use case 2. Business logic of business method calculates bill amount without discount. But in the offer period, new logic should execute to calculate same bill amount with a discount. Once offer period is over, the original logic should be revert back. Sale mela, right? One is loan mela, other one is sale mela. One is loan mela, other one is sale mela. Understood, guys? Super. Now let's see all permutations and combination to achieve that requirement. Big billion sales, Flipkart sale, lot of things are there. Option number 1, solution number 1. Open source code of business method, comment the existing business logic, write new business logic to execute for temporary period. Once the requirement is over, comment the new logic and uncomment the old logics. This is one option or not, boss? This is one option or not? This is one option or not? What is the limitation of this option? We need to modify the source code frequently. If client organization is not getting source code from development mode or developer, then it is not so easily possible. Not so easily possible. Yes or no? Na? Okay, that's why it is a ruled out option or not? Not good. Is it not good option? Next, develop the subclass for target class. To develop the subclass for target class, no need of having source code of superclass first. Right. Why not good? Tanmay Das, why don't you join in core Java? Why don't you join in English classes, boss? Why are you wasting my time and your time? We need to modify source code frequently. If client organization is not getting source code from developer, then it is not so easily possible. In front of you, 2 minutes back, I talked this statement, then I have written not good. Understanding my statement? Guys, if you are not serious, please get out of the class. Please join other faculty batches. Guys, I cannot go like this, boss. Seriously, I'm telling. If you cannot concentrate, okay, now I'm telling to everyone in the class, I'm going to ignore the questions if I feel he is asking that question without listening the class. If I ignore the question, don't repeat the question in the chat box again and again. If I feel that question is asked without listening the class, without concentrating on the current topic, that question will be ignored now onwards. Because it's not at all going smoothly. The people who want, lots of working people are listening classes, Babu. They're giving their valuable 1.5 hours to us. Definitely you are wasting others' time, no doubt in that. My dear freshers, my dear job seekers, my dear people who are wasting parents' money, at least respect others' time. Anyhow, you don't value your time and money. At least try to respect others' time. At least my time you can respect, na? Super. Right. Why it is not good? Super. Second one you observe, develop the subclass for target class. Develop the subclass for target service class and override the business method in the subclass with new logics. Once over requirement is over, delete the subclass. Hey, this can be done now, boss. That time, no need of touching the existing logics, right? No need of touching the existing logic. But creating new class as the subclass of existing class, deleting that class once, it's a really headache process or not. After developing subclass, again we need to modify the source code in other classes, replacing old class name with a new class name. That means this also needs a source code modification. Understanding my statement, boss? Array, wherever you are using super class, now onwards you say don't use super class, go for old class. Don't use super class, go for new class. That means you have to modify the source code. Any change in the source code makes the application to recompile, rebuild, repacking, if at all code is coming in the form of jar or var file. So that's a definitely headache process or not. Okay. Source code, each source code modification modification in the application. Application leads us to go for, come on, recompilation, repackaging, repackaging, repacking of the code. Overall, we need to rebuild the code. Overall, we need to rebuild the code. Understanding my statement, guys? Super boss. See, second solution, develop the subclass for target service class and override business method in subclass with a new logic. Once requirement is over, delete the subclass. Okay. See, what is the problem, guys? We should say, other classes, stop using original class. Start using new class, which is the subclass of the original class. So somewhere we have to replace original class name with the subclass name now, boss. That is definitely headache process or not? That is definitely headache process. Understanding? Super. Now listen. So this is also not good, guys. Is it recommended, guys? This is also not good. Super. Come here. Third one. Use Spring's method replacer or method injection concept, which gives lots of loose coupling to new, new logics to execute new logics, of business method, and also to revert back to old logic. People are asking me what is the meaning of reverting back? Are you going back to old logics? Super. Tight coupling, this is best. This is best. Tight coupling, modifying source code logic by disturbing the current source file or other source files. Loose coupling, modifying the source code or logic by not disturbing the current source file and other source file. Array. So we need loose coupling or not. In these two places, tight coupling with source code. But here we can achieve loose coupling with source code, guys. Okay. Here we can enjoy. A loose coupling with source. The loose coupling with source. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Method replacer concept. So shall we start learning this concept parallelly by developing application? Not just understanding concept, guys. Parallelly, we try to develop the application. Okay. First of all, let me keep one main class ready with a compound interest amount class. Compound interest calculation logic class. Without a framework, without a framework, without no framework, second option is the best. When you are using Spring, method replacer is the best. Maven project. Say next, guys. Maven iPhone. Archetype iPhone. Quick start. Okay. Say next. IOC Pros 12. Method replacer. Method replacer. Here is my com.nt.test. Here is my com.nt.test. Super guys. A regular jar file. We don't need any special jar file. Regular Spring context support, which has the main dependency, which automatically gives related dependent jar files. Done, boss. Okay, change Java version to 17 as usually. Change the Java version to 17. Perform Maven update. Perform Maven update, guys. New package. com.nt. Target, you can say. Target, you can say. Come on. Target, you can say. Tell me. Or you can say service. Service classes means the classes which contains the business class. The classes which contains the business class. Got it? Super. Next one, CFZs, guys. Package com.nt.cfzs. Right. I will take a class name as what? Bank service. Bank operations service. What is there, guys? Bank operations service. Bank operations service, guys. Tell me here. At the rate component. Bank service. At the rate component, bank service. At the rate component, bank service. Super. Here is my public, guys. Here is my public. Yeah, double calculate interest amount. Calculate interest amount. Understanding my statement, guys. Calculate interest amount. Double PAMT. Double rate. Next, double time. component bank service, guys. Okay. Here is my compound interest logic, Babu. Can you tell me compound interest amount logic? Yeah, PAMT means principal amount, rate of interest and time. Return. Return. What is the formula, boss? PTR by 100 for simple interest, Bob. Come on, guys. Here I want to calculate compound interest amount. Tell me the formula for compound interest. The compound interest formula I asked and you are talking about simple interest. What the... Okay. P plus PTR by 100. Super, Bob. Super, yours. Great. PAMT into PAMT into okay. Math dot pow. Math dot pow. Array to the power Rava. Math dot pow, right? 1 plus rate by 100, comma. Okay, time. 1 plus rate by 100, comma this. But this will give, what is that? It will give principal amount plus compound interest together. But I am interested only in interest amount. So then we have to say minus PAMT or not. Then we need to say minus PAMT or not. Bulb glowing or not glowing, boss? Minus PAM. It will give interest amount and compound interest, principal amount together. No, I'm interested to get only interest amount, not with the principal amount, boss. Then we have to go for this one or not. Bank operation service dot Java. Bank operation service dot Java. Math dot power. Math dot pow. Super, Rabo. Super. You're asking me math dot pow is what? Array. To the power, Rabo. To the power. Square, cube. This kind of activities will be done like this only, na? To the power. Sit in mathematics class, Rabo. Bank operations class, boss. This is the real logic. This is the real logic. New configuration file, guys. Others, Spring Bean configuration file. Here is my application context.xml. Application context.xml. Context, save, finish. Everyone ready with STS plugin? Still fighting? Feel shame if you are still fighting. Okay. Component to scan. com.ent. com.ent. Component scanning is ready. Let's go to client application, guys. Still method replacer is not added. Still not added. I'm just showing it. Okay. Method replacer test. What test, guys? Method replacer test. Create IOC container, guys. Class path XML application context. CTX is equal to class path XML application context. com/nt/cfz/ application context dot x application context dot x get target string bean class object. Get target spring bean class objects. Get target spring bean class object. Bank operation service is equal to, understanding my statement, CTX dot get bean. What's the bank ID? Bean ID, guys? Bank service. Here is my bank operation service dot class. Next, invoke the business method. Try. Invoke the business method. Double INTR amount is equal to service dot calculate interest amount 1 lakh 0.0. Rate of interest is how much? 2. Time is 12 months. Time is 12 months. Super class. Now tell me, this how interest amount is. Super guys. Interest amount is plus interest amount. INTR amount. Yes. Catch. Exception E. E dot print stack. Exception E dot print stack. Yes. Close container CTX dot. Method replacer test dot Java. What dot Java, guys? Method replacer test dot Java. Happily interest amount is coming now, boss. 26824 is the correct number. 26824 is the correct number. But not working. It's happily working, Babu. Compound interest working or not? Simple interest is 2,400 only. But it is a compound interest, it's working, right? When I'm explaining serious concept, be in this concept. Please. Don't divert your brain here and there. You are not LKG, UKG kids. Nowadays, they are far better towards concentration. Okay, boss. We are getting it now, boss. Okay, loan mela is started. Loan mela is started, boss. On temporary basis, I want to execute new logic. Once loan mela is over, I want to go back to original logic. While executing new logic, existing source code I don't want to touch. Come on. While going to new logic, while coming back to old logic, I don't want to touch the source. So I don't want to disturb source code. What is loan melana? It's what is that? Sale. It's like a certain period of time they will offer loans to customer with discounts. They will offer loans to customers with discounts. I think he is a foreigner, that's why I asked that question. Okay. Like it's like big billion days kind of thing. Clearance sale kind of thing. offer period. Fine, boss. Now listen carefully. For that purpose, we have to think about developing one replacer class, guys. Develop the separate Java class implementing method replacer interface. Having new logic required for the business method and re-implement method. Please concentrate, guys. Having new logic required for the business method is what? Having re-implement method. Yeah, this is Spring supplied. Okay. Having re-implement method. It is recommended to develop this kind of classes on one per each business method whose logic you want to change. Suppose 10 business methods are there, guys. Come on. Okay. Some people are intentionally or unintentionally switching on the cameras. Mr. Ankit Singh, your smile is nice. Though you are a dark skinned person, your smile is very nice. You can go for happy dent advertisement. Okay. So you got your identity now. Okay, now come back to the subject. I identified you. Whole class identified you. You have a happy dent smiling teeth. Super. But can you concentrate on the subject? Worst fellow. Hey, listen. These many days we are injecting one bean to another bean. This time what we are trying to do? We are trying to inject one method in the place of existing method. Indirectly, we are trying to replace existing method logics with new logic. That too with loose coupling. That too with loose coupling. Right, boss? Super. See, guys, method replacer. Method replacer is the interface. Object re-implement. Object, public object, signature of the method, boss. Please concentrate. Public object re-implement. This will give access to target Spring Bean class object. Target means real logic bean object. This will give access to target business method. For which method you are writing new logics, that one. Each method class object can represent one Java method. This will give access to target method arguments. This will give access to target method arguments. Array, we access target method arguments, which we write our choice new logic or not. While writing those new logic, who knows? We may need to invoke other business methods of, who knows? We may need to invoke other business methods of target class. That's why they are giving access to target class object. You want to know more details about the target method for which you are writing new logics. So then method class object. Then method class object. Okay. After having a new logic, you will get a new output. This new output we can return as this object. This new output we can return as the return value of re-implement method. That's why return type is given as object. That's why return type is given as object. So from point number one, guys, method replacer is the interface that is having re-implement method. In that re-implement method, object class object represent target Spring Bean class object. Method represent target method, boss. Object array represent target method arguments. By using target method arguments, we write the new logic, we generate the new output. To return that new output, object is the return type. While writing new logic, who knows? We may need to invoke other business methods of the target bean class. That's why they are giving access to target Spring Bean class object. While writing new logic, who knows? We may need to get more details about the target method. That's why they are giving method object representing target method details. representing target method details. Understanding my statement? Super, boss. Got it, guys? Super. When the target method or method, they should be in the same class or different. Array target method means for which method we are writing business logic, new logic, that method. That means this method. Target bean means this bean. Target method means this. Target method arguments means this one. Try to use common sense, Rarababu. For which you are writing new logic, that is target method. This method available in which class? That is target class. This is target method arguments. Okay. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Now I'm taking separate package, guys. Package. com.nt.replace. com.nt.replace. Focus and concentrate. Class. Calculate interest amount. Interest amount. Replace. Calculate interest amount. Replace. What is the interface we should take, guys? What is the interface? Method replacer we have. It is a Spring specific interface only. Method replace. Method replacer, boss. Method replacer. Can we make it as a Spring Bean, guys? At the rate component CIA replacer. CIA replacer. Yeah, this is invasive. This feature is specific to Spring. Na? Can we enjoy method replace feature outside the Spring? No. So that's a no problem if it is invasive also. Because this is taken only in Spring environment. Replacer will not be taken outside Spring environment. This is the class which you want to move to other framework because this is the main class, right? But this is taken to enjoy current Spring framework features. I don't think I will move these logics to other frameworks, right? Yeah. Sys trace, guys. Sys trace. How these logics will be mixed up? Again, how this existing logic is replaced with this logic, how re-implement method will be called instead of original business method. That's again magic that will happen in the proxy class. Again, here also new proxy class will be generated. So right now you focus on re-implement. Now what is this? Simple interest. Simple interest. Simple interest. Okay. Satish, one and the same, na? You create your own interface, extend from method replacer, and class implements your interface. Indirectly invasive, na, boss? And moreover, why I will move this class to other framework? Why I will move this class to other framework? Because this is a Spring feature. Is there any guarantee method injection is there in other framework? No. I may move this main class, not this class, right, boss? And people are saying, sir, is compound interest na dirty fellow. Already original business method is calculating compound interest. The new logic should be with respect to simple interest or yes, boss. Offer period, simple interest amount. Now listen. Get target method, argue value. Get target method, argue value. Yeah. Flow, not float, guys. Double BAMT, double BAMT, double of ARGS 0. Understanding my statement? Sir, sir. First listen, sir. First listen, sir. Wait until I conclude the discussion, sir. Please, sir. Can you first point concentrate on the current point? Don't worry about future points that are going to come. There is order of learning, Ra Babu. Please, Ra Naina. Until I say concept is over, I am not going to take any queries. Only your answers I am going to take. Double time, double off. We're in the middle of the concept. People says, what happened that this? Wait, Naina, wait. I'm not a superstar or rocket star. One by one, I will reveal the secrets. Double. Tell me, rate. Double of ARGS2. This is object array, na? Technically object array, but I need all double values. So typecasting is required or not required? Typecasting is definitely required. Calculate simple interest amount. Calculate simple interest amount. Return PAMT into time into rate by 100.0. PTR by 100.0. Okay, now we have written a new logic now, boss. Listen. Anywhere are you mentioning target method name, guys? No. Anywhere are you mentioning this re-implement method is should work for bank operation service class? Calculate interest amount, guys? No. Somewhere we need to specify? Yes. For that purpose, listen. Method name and replacer bean ID should be specified by mentioning our target method under our target bean class configuration. Unfortunately, that provision is given only in the XML. No annotation is given to do that work. No annotation is given to do that work. As of now, they have given this facility in the XML only. So then what should I do? Though it is a user-defined class, guys, better to configure this class as a Spring Bean using XML configuration or not. In convert situation, there is no wrong of configuring user-defined Java class as Spring Bean using XML configuration or not. Why? Because specifying the target method, asking to execute or re-implement method of replacer as the alternate method on temporary basis is possible by using tags. But Spring Bean is configured by using what? Annotation. Understanding my statement, guys? Sir, in Spring Boot in 100% code, we cannot add XML. Na? In convert situation, in 100% code-driven configuration, Spring Boot also, you should go for XML. In convert situation, this kind of convert situations. Are you with me, guys? Okay. Target Spring Bean class configuration. Target Spring Beans class configuration. Super nice. Okay. Bean ID. bank service. Class is equal to bank operations service. Class is equal to bank operations service. Under this replaced hyphen method. Under this, what is there, guys? Replaced hyphen method. Under this replaced hyphen method. Everyone focus, guys. Which method you want to replace? Calculate interest amount. Okay, with using which replacer you want to execute new logics? What is the replacer bean ID, guys? Replacer bean ID, CIA replacer, CIA replacer. Why, sir? Why should I mention replacer? I said for every business method, take a separate replacer. If 20 business methods are there, if same situation is occurred, 20 replacer we may develop now. So how does it know for which method, which replacer should be executed? For which method, which replacer should be executed, guys? For which method, which replacer? This method logic should be replaced with this bean ID class. This bean ID class, come on. This bean ID class based re-implement method logic. This bean ID based re-implement method logic. This bean ID based re-implement logic. Convinced, my dear? Got the clarity, boss? But listen. This method may have one argument, two argument, three argument, zero arguments. So we have to mention method signatures also, na boss? Archetype. What is there? Super, guys. Archetype double. It is three arguments. Yeah. Listen, boys. When you configure target class with a replaced hyphen method, okay, though original business method is called, original logic will not execute. This replacer supplied new logic will execute as long as this tag is not commented. You comment this tag, guys, original logic will execute. See, I'm changing to new logic without touching the source code. I'm reverting back to original logic without touching the source code. I'm just commenting, uncommenting XML. Tell me, compare to first two solution, Spring solution is very interesting now, boss. Compare to first two solution, Spring solution is very, very interesting now, boss. In this bean class, which method logic you want to replace? This method. What is the signature of that method? Method with three double arguments. With what new logics you want to replace? This replacer bean ID based logics I want to replace. This replacer bean ID based logics I want to replace. This replacer bean ID based logics I want to replace. Everyone getting my point there or not? Re-implement method signature, you don't worry, Ravavu. You don't worry. Replacer can be an ID. Archetype is there to identify the overloaded methods, Ravavu. Archetype is there to identify the overloaded method. Give me 2 minutes, guys. Okay, boss. What about new values? For giving new values, values will be passed from client na, boss. Values will be passed from client na, boss. My D fellow. Client. It's recommended to take a separate replacer class for every business method. 10 business method, 10 replacer classes. It's recommended. Super. Actually, Okay, actually, the logic, instead of this method, re-implement logic will be invoked. Na? That logic is there in the proxy class. That logic is there in the proxy class. Understanding my statement? That logic is there in the proxy class. So by seeing replaced hyphen method tag, guys, though you passed target Spring Bean ID, it will generate in-memory proxy class as the subclass of target class, and target class object will be written. I mean to say that proxy class object will be written. So what we get here is proxy class object. You are not believing me, boss? Here also in-memory proxy class. You don't do anything. Proxy dot get class space. Proxy dot get class dot get superclass. Proxy dot get class dot get superclass. Super. Proxy. Now have a look, guys. Now have a look, guys. Now have a look, guys. Method replacer test. Simple interest amount, guys, 2000, 24,000 ask. Original business method executed or no? Re-implement method is executed. Though I called original business method. Is it not interesting? Calling re-implement method of method replacer class in the place of our business method is taken care in the proxy class now, boss. Okay, look at the class names we got. Class name, proxy class name has come. And its a super class is what, guys? Bank service class. Its a super class is what, guys? Bank service class. That means our target class is acting as a super class for dynamically generated in-memory proxy class or not? Super. No, sir. I want to revert back to original logics. I need not to touch the source code. I need not to touch the source code. Come to this place, method replacer test. Again, original method and compound interest logic has come. 26,000 value has come now. 26,000 value has come. Super. Now observe very carefully. No proxy class is generated. When I say ctx.getBean ID, service class object has come and it's a super class object as there. Original service class and having super class java.lang.object has come now. Java.lang.object has come now, boss. Come on, my dear. Yeah. Okay, again, I want to give loan mela started. After 3 months gap, again, loan mela started, guys. I will uncomment them. Okay, during loan mela, what will be there? Simple interest amount will be done, taken now, boss. Am I touching the source code? Am I touching the source code, guys? Am I touching the source code? Is it not excellent concept? Is it not excellent concept? Yeah, Pratusha B, there is no annotation alternate for this tag. That's why, that's why, okay, if you want to enjoy this feature, please configure that class by using XML only. Please configure that class with XML only. Understanding my statement? Array, where we are recompiling, Ra Babu. Array, when you modify source code, recompilation comes. Okay. Saurya, why? Whatever solution you are saying that is easier, this is easier. You only sit and compare. Yeah, whenever replace Amia, no, original method is called original method of original method of proxy class is called, but that method of proxy class internally calls re-implement method. So original logic of original class will never be executed. Understanding my statement? Ruturas, wait, Ra Naina. I will give proxy class and internal flow also. People are overexcited. In-memory proxy class is generated. Inside that, this method is overridden. Inside that method, re-implement method is called. That's why, though I called this method from the client application on the proxy class object, original method logic won't execute. Re-implement on execute. Re-implement will execute. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Got it, got it. Super. And people are again asking, sir, why are you not configuring with annotation? Why are you configuring with XML file? There is no annotation alternate for this tag. People sleeps 50%, listens 50%. Whereas waste fellows, you are not only wasting your time, others' time also you are wasting. Respect, Ra Babu. Respect others' timing at least. Okay. Arg name should be same in both methods. Why arg? Stupid fellow, are you following class? Shabaz, are you following class from the beginning? Listen, here arguments are what? Three names, right? Here arguments are what? Object, method, RGS. Why they will match? Must be in the classroom, Babu. Okay. Be in the classroom, my dear. Before asking question, at least you are not going through what you are going to ask. Stars. Muddy fellows. Double PATM is local variable, na? You are asking this stupid question to me. This is per argument. This is argument. Shabas, go and sit in the core Java, muddy fellow. This is called argument. Local variable. Any name I can give. Give your photographer, Babu. You don't know what is the meaning of argument also. This is called local variable. बड़े आ गया to become software engineer. Okay. Everyone please come back. What a re-implement signature is different from target class method signature, right? How re-implement is executed, sir. Everything is happening in the proxy class. Proxy class comes as the subclass of target class. There, this method is overridden. But this logic won't be there inside that method. Somehow logic is there to call re-implement method of replacer class. That's why new logic executes. But when that proxy class will execute, when that proxy class will be generated, only when this tag is there. If this tag is commented, tell me, if this tag is commented, everything normal application. It's going to be very much normal. No proxy class, guys. Okay. That's why no re-implement method. The proxy class, and that's why it's called proxy. On temporary basis, it is generating. On temporary basis, it is generating. Understanding my point? And why proxy will be there? Proxy generation happened because of this tag, na? Rahman Khan, please listen, Ra class. Sudhir M, please focus, Ra Babu. In front of you, I commented this tag, Ra. Where are you listening, Ra Babu? I'm really getting frustration. People are not even seeing my actions on the screen. Compared to you people, 10th class students are better. They have great observation skills. Why not coming, sir? Because I commented this tag. Focus is also required. Not only interest of learning is enough. Focus. There is a word called focus. Without focus, what's the use? Okay, now it's coming up. Proxy class is generated, not generated. Super. Now listen. If you want to enjoy this feature, from the beginning, you should think about configuring this target class in XML only. Sir, already I configured using annotation. Now source code is not available. Sorry. As of now, Spring is not having solution for this. Method replacer test. Proxy class generated, original method not executed, re-implement method is executed. Did you observe, boss? Now come back to the steps. Here replacer new logic is executed now, boss. Super. Step number 3. Okay, actually you can configure both classes here or you can configure one class here. But this class must be configured here. Represent target method arguments, count, type, and order. Method injection or replacer configuration. If this tag is on, method replacer works. New logic kept in, new will execute. Otherwise, old logic kept in, business method will execute. We can perform commenting, uncommenting activities on replaced tag in Spring Bean configuration file without touching the source code. All the things I have explained was. As of now, no alternate annotation for replaced-method tag. I don't think they will give in future by keeping loose coupling in mind. Because if they give annotation, again to modify that annotation, again we have to go for source code. Listen, why they are not giving annotation? Suppose they have given annotation. Where we write annotation? In source file, not Java file. To comment also, we should go for what? Source code touching. So that's the reason they are seriously not planning to give that feature. So while working with the method replacer, we need to configure the main or target Spring class only by using XML configuration bean tags. Even in the annotations, 100% code and Spring Boot configuration. Same thing I talked so far. Only the thing is, if someone is so much serious on loose coupling, loose coupling light means good. But as of now, annotation is not there. So regular client application, na boss? Regular client application. It's going to be regular client application or not? Okay. Do you want to know what is the flow of execution? Shall we go for flow part, guys? Number 1, run the application. Number 2, main method. Number C, okay. Number 3, IOC container creation. with in-memory metadata of XML file or XML loading and other stuff. As usually XML loading and other stuff. Number 4. Pre-instantiation of singleton scope beans. Both beans are pre-instantiated. Singleton na boss. Yeah. Pre-instantiation of singleton scope beans, guys. Right. Object creation for replacer. Object is created for replacer. Number 6. Comes here for object creation as part of pre-instantiation, but notices replaced method tag. So the IOC container generates the in-memory proxy class. Generates the in-memory proxy class. Got it, guys? Generates the in-memory proxy class. Are you listening my statement, guys? Super. In-memory proxy. This kind of in-memory proxy class, Babu. How does that proxy class look? Check it out. First, check it out. Proxy class. Proxy class extends target class. Same regular application context aware. Injection, aware injection. Calculate interest amount method. Overridden method, Babu. Somehow it is getting target class object. First of all, tell me, to call re-implement method, how many arguments are required? Target bean object, method object, target method arguments. 3 arguments are required. See, guys, first it is getting target class object, bank service class object. Cool. It is getting target method class object representing calculate interest amount, guys. Method is equal to service dot get class dot get declared method of method name. Get declared method of method name. Yeah, collected from replaced method tag. This method name is collected from what, guys? Collected from replaced method tag. Yes, boss. We got method object. Super. Listen. Double PAMT, double rate, double time. Super. So, argument array is created having same arguments, Babu. Come on. So now we are ready with all the 3 arguments of re-implement method. All the 3 arguments required to call re-implement method. Super. Somehow it is getting replacer object, boss. Somehow it is getting replacer object. Super. Replacer object. Calculate interest amount method replacer. Super. On that it is calling re-implement method. Target object, method object, arguments. Okay. You will get result and we are returning the result. Don't go by numbers. Don't go by numbers. This is only assumption code only. It's just assumption code only. Tell me next one. Pre-instantiation or replacer class object is done. It will try to perform pre-instantiation on target class, but notices replaced method tag. Then generates the in-memory proxy class. For that one, object is also created. By calling this method and this interface, by seeing this interface, aware injection takes place. Aware injection takes place. Now it will try to keep. Number 9, it will try to keep both objects, proxy object reference and replacer object reference in the internal cache of IOC container. It's not going to be a great concept because yesterday we studied same thing. Come on. Proxy class generation, object creation for proxy class, injection on the aware injection on proxy class object. Everything is old story only. Number 9. Number 10, we are calling ctx.getBean bank service. It will come and search here. It will get the proxy object. Number 12. Number 13, calling the business method. On what object? Proxy object. This is not a real service object. This is proxy object. Come on, guys. Okay. Are in proxy class overridden method is there na? 14. It will prepare all the objects, guys. And calling, preparation of all the objects, 15. Calling re-implement method is 16. Tell me, guys, though original business method is called, internally re-implement method is called na, boss? Internally re-implement method is called our boss. Come on. Super. Now control goes to re-implement method, Rabab. Here simple interest amount logic is executed 18. From their result come 19. From their result come 19. The result will be received here 20. The result will be received here 20. Super. That result goes to whom? That result goes to whom? Client. The result goes to whom? Client goes. Result goes to client and client displays the result and closing of the container. Closing of the container. Tell me, based on yesterday's experience, do you really think today's flow of execution is great? Today's flow of execution is really great, my dear. Because proxy class is known thing, everything is known thing, right? Okay. On public demand, one more time flow of execution. 1, 2, 3, right? Clear, guys? Super. 4. Pre-instantiation of singleton scope beans. First replacer object is created as part of pre-instantiation. It becomes ready to do pre-instantiation target class, but notices replaced method tag. Proxy class generated. That proxy class object is created. On that object, aware injection is done. Okay, now both objects are kept in internal cache. But when proxy class object reference is placed in IOC container, the bean ID will be target class. Right. Client application call ctx.getBean. It comes to internal cache and gets the proxy object. Yes, na boss. On the proxy object, it is calling business method. But in the proxy class, overridden business method is already there, 14. It is preparing necessary object to call re-implement method. When you call re-implement method, boss, re-implement method of method replacer executes. There, new logic executed. That result is returned. That result comes to what? Proxy class overridden method. From there, result comes to what? Client application. Later end of the application. Tell me, guys. Are you feeling flow thoroughly now, boss? So at least now you realized how re-implement method is linked with what? Are you understanding my statement, guys? Super. Now listen. Key points on method replacer are method injection. Key points are method replacer or method injection. No annotation alternate for replace method tag. So in annotation driven configuration, 100% driven configuration, in Spring Boot application, we still need to use XML configuration for target Spring Bean configuration. For target Spring Bean configuration. In one method replacer class, we can have any number of new logics. Super, guys. In one method replacer class, we can have any number of new logic for multiple business methods. By placing if else conditions. By placing if else condition. But it is recommended to take separate replacer for each business method. Array, in one re-implement only, we can write multiple business logics. New method, new logics for multiple business methods. Yes. New logics for multiple business methods. Got it? While working with method replacer, we cannot take target class as the final class. This is very, very important. Or target class business methods as final methods. As we know, final classes cannot be subclassed, and final methods of superclass cannot be overridden in the subclasses. So that's why you cannot take such classes as final classes and methods as final method. This limitation is there or not there? You try to take, boss. I have taken this class as final class. You will get exception. This right now, this is not commented. It will try to generate the proxy class, but proxy class generation will be failed. Cannot subclass final class. Straight away scolding or not? So I have not taken final class, boss. I have taken method as final method. So overriding in the subclass is not possible. In the proxy class is not possible. So overriding is not happened means always calls business method na boss. Always calls superclass method na boss. So that's why method replacement happens. Though proxy class generated, original business method only executed. Original business method only executed. Understanding my statement? So some places we cannot follow strategy design pattern rule number 3 seriously. In some places we cannot follow strategy design pattern rule number 3 seriously. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Can we take interface by taking superclass as final, making IOC container to implement? What's the use of that? First of all, tell me. What's the use of that? No use, na boss. Mr. Sumit MCA. Okay. Are not only final Rababu, even static also same issue. Even static also same issue is there. Because can we override static methods in the subclasses? Can we override static method in the subclasses? Okay, no internet, no book, no faculty will talk this much analyzation, Rabab. Goosebumps are coming or not coming? Final classes, final method or final or static method. Okay, the people who are attending this Spring Basics by already having Spring knowledge. By already having Spring knowledge, right? If you have Vikas Dubey, why I should not murder you, tell me? Everyone look at the Vikas Dubey question. This question is already asked by someone, if you know very carefully, right? This question is already asked by someone, muddy fellow. Is there any match between arguments, Ra? 3 arguments. Here different arguments, na boss. Then why are you comparing re-implement method arguments with business method arguments, Ra? Waste fellows. Let the business method have 20 arguments. Re-implement method arguments are still 3. But this one argument will carry all the 20 arguments. This one argument will carry all the 20 arguments. Who asked this question? Vikas Dubey. You asked this question without listening class. You know that? Lack of focus. Because of lack of focus, you got that question. Stupid fellow. Focus. Don't even B note, ah. B note, ah. B note is very simple. In one re-implement method, we can write new logics for multiple business methods by writing if-else conditions. How you know? How you know? Very simple. If method dot get name dot equals ignore case, calculate calculate interest amount, that method related new logic. Else if method dot get name dot equals ignore case, second method, that method related new logics. But I never encourage that. I never encourage that. For every business method, better to take separate replacer class. Confusion gone, guys. Need bit analysis, boss. All points are clear. Flow of execution is clear. Functionality is clear. Use cases are clear. Everything is clear or not? Everything is clear or not? Definitely. Thank you. Have a nice time. We'll meet later.